There you go.
Oh, I gotta sit down. Oh, hey guys! Welcome to the interweb. Happy Morphs Monday. I hope everybody out there is doing super good and feeling wonderful. Isn't this guy way more pretty than I am? Isn't he absolutely beautiful? We got a few buddies tonight, so hopefully everybody's excited to see them. This little guy, we'll talk a little bit more about him, about what we're talking about today. This guy has been belovedly renamed Popcorn. So we have Cheeto, that a lot of people know. That's my fave. We have Dorito. She's up there as well. We have Funyun Taki. This is Popcorn. So coming to an educational day soon near you. I think that came out right. Y'all might be seeing Popcorn. He is a super sweet, I am being told, butter corn snake. I'm not sure how old he was, babe. Do you remember if he's one of the 13-year ones?
I believe
Or
so. I'm not
he's
sure.
one of the older ones? He should be, because corn snakes are the best pet. And him and some of his friends that came over to us was the inspiration for our Morphs Monday. And the inspiration was, where do we get our animals? Where do folks like us get our animals? Well, I'm assuming if you guys are watching this, you know us, and if you don't, we are Morphs Milestones. We are a nonprofit based in the beautiful state of New Hampshire, and what we do is we use primarily rescue and rehabbed animals, reptiles to be specific, as therapy and educational aids, with a focus on folks with special needs, because they actually do an amazing job and they are amazingly calming. So we've had a lot of people ask in smaller formats or in comments when they're looking at our stuff, whether it's like what TikTok or Instagram does at Facebook. It's all over. It's all over. So are we. They have asked us, where do you get your animals and how do you pick your animals? So we're going to talk about that. There's three major places that we actually get our animals. The very first place, I would like to call it, and you have to excuse me if I'm looking around, I'm looking down, because I don't want to get distracted, especially when I have beautiful guys like that, is we get rescues. So we get rescues, we get surrenders, and then of course we do what everybody out there does as well. Sometimes we actually purchase one. And I'm just going to talk about at Morphs Milestones, what does that mean? So when we get a rescue, a lot of times the first two categories, at least, are something that other people do, and the last one, the purchase, is us. So when we get a rescue, generally it is somebody who is reaching out to us that doesn't own the animal. It's somebody, I like to call them the Good Samaritan, okay? There'll be someone out there in the world, and they'll see an animal, and maybe the animal's a little bit in need, maybe there's an issue with husbandry, maybe it's been left behind. And somebody is that Good Samaritan. Somebody is that person that says, hey, Morphs Milestones, what are you guys doing? And we'll be like, what do you mean? And they'll literally let us know, like, hey, there is an animal in need, or I have an animal in need, or I have seen an animal in need. When they have it, usually that's because they pick it up themselves and they go, wait a second, what do I do with this thing? So that's a rescue. It comes from somebody else. They reach out to us, and we go ahead, we go out there and we bring in the animal. And with a lot of these scenarios, it is like a rehabilitation thing. So there's a little bit of that rehab function. And if you guys are familiar with the branch of our nonprofit called Autumn's Adoption Corner, where we actually go ahead and rehome some of these animals, you're a little bit familiar with the process as far as that goes when we get them. We bring them in, we check them out, we'll look at them, they'll get the vet care they need if they do need it. We'll get them up to weight if they need a little bit of help that way. And we'll temperament test them. And it's an internal process of temperament testing. And it's not a one day, like, hey, you hit these 5 checkpoints. We go ahead and we temperament test by handling them. Like, I start off handling them. My beautiful wife, who's way smarter than me, will handle them. My daughter will handle them. Autumn is her G. She knows exactly, and by G I mean gangster, she knows exactly how to handle and also how not to handle an animal, and it gives us a really good, benign way to understand what's going on with this animal and what is going to be the best forever home, whether that's with us or whether that's with somebody else. So that's a little bit of the rehab stuff, and of course you get the medical stuff. You got to take care of things if there's problems like mites, respiratory infections, scale rot. We handle all that stuff. Isn't Popcorn gorgeous? Popcorn is super good looking. But that's a rescue portion. And I kind of think of it like I heard this thing a long time ago, and it might be dating me, or maybe the white stripe in my beard is. Somebody once told me you have heart problems and you have head problems. And the head problems are usually logic-based. So usually the rescues are very logic-based. There's an animal, the animal is in need, it needs some help. So then we get to the heart-based, and these are my favorite situations. I even like these better than purchasing an animal. Should I go to another animal now that I'm talking about another thing? Okay. Yeah. We're going to let Brenda hold Popcorn here. I want to call Popcorn Butter. And I'm going to grab something little for y'all, even though this is a little bit out of order as far as it goes. Popcorn there was... You're a little jumpy one. I got him out of the bucket. Guys, this is Madagascan hissing cockroach. Wicked cool. Really, really cool. We use these guys in a few of our programs that we do a lot in schools as far as that goes. We have an ambassador exchange program. So if you're an educator, check out the ambassador exchange program. Depending on the students, on the teachers, on the situation, it can go anywhere from a Madagascan hissing cockroach, which I think are awesome, all the way up to a redfoot tortoise. Guys, that's huge. It's a huge spread. So if you're interested in that and you're an educator, interested to find out, hey, how do I qualify? How do I register? Go ahead, reach out to us, morphsmilestones.com, and we will hook you up. We even do it for homeschoolers, folks out there. So really, really cool stuff. But the next one, surrenders. These are my favorite. I call these the heart people. So usually it's an owner for whatever time frame that they've had an animal, and they think one of two things. I want somebody who can spend more time with this animal because I love this animal. And then, of course, the other thing is, I need somebody to spend more time with this animal. And it becomes them being self-aware and caring about the animals. So they'll reach out to us. We had this happen recently, many times, actually. Actually, thank goodness a lot of times this is a more frequent one, because the rescue sometimes I get a little emotional. The surrenders always make me happy because I get to see the people and their personalities and meet just beautiful people. They call us in and say, hey, I have these animals. This is what I want for them. What can you provide? And we love that. We love when we have some email conversation with them, when we can actually talk to them. Quite often we do a phone call, not always. And we introduce ourselves, because it's important that the folks with the animals actually know what we're offering and know whether or not it is a better place for their animal. And I hope it is. I hope it is, because we love them. We love every single one of them. But we like to give that information for them. So we do that portion. So we get our rescues, we get our surrenders, and then after that, the one that most people like, but I hate doing it, spending some money, we get our purchases. And sometimes those purchases aren't necessarily ones that you think of as far... By the way, guys, I messed up completely. I left the bin open as she flips on the table. I've got a runner here. I've got another Madagascan hissing cockroach hanging out with me. She doesn't want to stay in the hand. All right, we got two of them. We're going to put these guys back. A little action for you, all the kids. I like this one. This one's cool. This one's very cool. All right, sweet peas. We're going to put them in their container, and we're going to get them all set up. All right, come here, Mom. And the next hand, we're going to bring out one more animal for y'all. We got him. One more animal for y'all, and I'm going to talk about the final one, about the purchases. So you guys are probably saying, Nate, I thought you guys were a nonprofit. Why would you purchase an animal? And this animal I'm taking out is not a purchase, but I'm going to tell you the reason why. Sometimes we have very specific needs, kind of like when I spoke about the Ambassador Exchange Program. That's one of the needs that we have out there, where we have to get a very specific type of animal for a very specific situation. We also do educational programs where we custom make educational visits. And when we do that, we actually go out and we talk to folks and we let them see very specific animals for very specific reasons. So in that case, we might actually purchase an animal. It might be, now whenever we do this, we try to get that animal from a nonprofit, from a place where somebody has rehabbed them and it's a surrender type situation. But it doesn't always work out that way. But whenever we can, we try to do that. By the way, guys, this gorgeous lady, I tell everybody she's a dirty blonde because she got the dark marks and she got the light marks, is our beautiful jungle carpet python Shaggy, who's been doing fantastic. If you guys follow us, especially on TikTok, you probably saw the video we did recently, and we were talking about Shaggy and how she was going to shed soon. But there she is, my gorgeous blue-eyed girl. So we'll have instances where we'll actually purchase animals. We'll go out and we'll actually make a purchase because we want a very specific animal for a very specific reason. We might say, hey, we need a few more small tortoises because we have this many schools, or we have this type of environment and this is an animal we really need. And by the nature of being somebody who rescues and rehabs, you don't always get to choose what comes in. And that's where we get that active role of being able to choose. We do that the least out of all of them. Top two are definitely surrenders and rescues. And then after that, you're definitely going to see the purchases, which are usually invertebrates. We did get some tortoises from a nonprofit, but that's pretty much how we roll. And I like saving the animals. I like doing that work. But guys, I want to thank you so much for following us and coming to see us on Morphs Monday. Coming to see Shaggy and all the other cool kids like Popcorn and the Roaches. Guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for keeping life emotional and exciting. You make us emotional and exciting. You make us feel amazing. And guys, we love you guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you to the folks that send donations our way. We appreciate you greatly. And myself, everybody at Morphs, and Shaggy, look forward to seeing you next Monday. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye now. You a happy girl? You excited?